Good day, friends. This is Demola Awoyele, and I'm welcoming you to another life-changing episode of Leaders Arise. Thank you for being a part of today's broadcast. We have been discussing visionary living. We should be on part maybe 9 or thereabout now. We've been on this for a while. I just want to help somebody to recapture vision, to bring back vision into your life and your endeavor. So last episode, I began to talk about the 4 C's of vision. All right. I began by speaking on the fact that you need to catch a vision, you need to capture a vision, you need to conceptualize a vision, then you need to contextualize a vision. And I said vision is not taught, it is caught. It is caught. The purpose of teaching vision is so that somebody can catch it. But teaching does not necessarily translate to catching. But we need to teach, we need to communicate it. And that's why I told us that in the time of crisis or peculiar challenges, vision needs to be over-communicated. What do I mean? You need to keep talking about it, because the more you talk about it, the more people have the opportunity to catch it. Vision needs to be over-communicated. So in case you are thinking, Pastor Demola, you have been on this thing for 3 weeks now. That is the premise upon which I'm discussing it. Because we need to over-communicate. We need to say it again and again. Because vision leaks. In fact, when you think you have said it enough, remember that, in fact, my spiritual father, my mentor taught us, he said, as a pastor of a church, for instance, now, people have not started to understand a topic until they now get tired of it when you want to teach it again. Let's assume I want to teach on vision or maybe faith. And I'm teaching it for a while. People are getting it. They are nodding their head. I need to keep teaching it until they come to a point where they said, Pastor, I started again. He's saying the same thing again. That's when they now start to get it. When they can relate with it, when they can almost say what we say next. Do you understand? I know in human relation we want to get tired of it. Say, are we not going to be making people feeling bored or something like that? No, that's the way it is. Repetition strengthens memory, they say. All right, repetition strengthens memory. The more you keep saying it, look at the commandment that God gave the Israelites in Exodus, and maybe in Deuteronomy also. He said they should keep talking to their children about what he told them. So when they are sitting, when they are rising, when they are on the dining table, when they are on the journey, he said they should even bind it around their neck or something like that. That means they must take it personal. And that's the same thing about vision. Because the last time people visited their vision was when the vision was given 5 years ago, or maybe December 31st last year. And this is the month of March. They've not revisited the vision and they wonder why they are not making progress in the vision. Vision has to be communicated again and again. It has to be over-communicated. So that being said, when you communicate vision, you are giving people capacity to catch it. So it is a communication that brings the catching. So vision is not taught, it is caught. But we teach and communicate it so that people can have something to lay hold of. They are able to snap it. They are able to see what you are saying. And it suffices to say that until people see what you are saying, they have not yet understood what you are saying. Have you spoken with somebody before? And while you are talking, the person is just nodding, just trying to follow you. But you get to a point that the person said, now, I see. Some of us are used to that statement, I see. That means what you are now saying now has now become a vision. It has painted a picture in their hearts. And until the word of God, until the communications of God, until what God says to you paint a picture in your heart, you have not started catching God's vision for your life. So don't be in a hurry to just read it. Don't just be in a hurry to just listen. Ensure that you are patient enough to snap it. Let it paint a picture in your heart so you catch it. By so doing, then of course you capture it in your heart. You capture it in your heart. Your heart is like a photographic film. You capture images. And that's what they call imagination. Imagination simply means image in motion. Image in motion. Imagination. Image in motion. Did you see that now? Imagination. And that's one of the most powerful force or power that God has given an average human being. The power of imagination. Ability to capture images and play them in your mind. Play them in your heart. Imagination. That's why visionaries are thinkers. Visionaries are people that play around the things that God is showing them. They keep thinking about it. They keep playing around it. They keep, it's image in motion. Imagination is not just image. Image in motion. Image in motion. You are playing those images in your heart. You are playing what it feels like to build a mega church, build a mega business, what it feels like to finally get out of the country, fulfilling your dream, what it feels like to go to that island, impacting people, what it feels like to start that NGO, helping the hungry people in whatever location that your vision is tied towards. So you are playing it in your mind. That's image in motion. Image in motion. Imagination. Image in motion. And that's what God spoke about the builders of the Tower of Babel. In Genesis 11, I think verse 6. He said, behold, the people are one. In fact, the Bible in King James Version said the people is one. That's a discussion for another day. They have come together. A vision has brought all of them together. So they become one. So they have one vision, they have one purpose, they have one mindset. And the Bible says, and this they began to do, and nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Did you see that now? They have an image that they are playing in their minds. And that's why every leader must help people to play stuff in their mind. So when you talk, paint pictures with what you say, because people need to capture it in their mind. And that will lead you to the third one, which is actually what imagination is about. Conceptualize it. Did you see that now? You conceptualize it. Now it has left the realm of words now. It has come to the realm of concepts. And that's why God speaks in three things, like we normally say ICI, idea. Did you see that now? Concept, insight. Idea, concept, insight. So the word conceptualization is from the word concept. You are able to get it in image form. You are able to conceptualize it. You are able to play it in your mind. All right. So you discuss with, because what people really want to hear from you is not actually the vision, but the concept. So what concept are you bringing on board? But concepts are product of vision. So when you see what God is saying, you capture it in your heart, then of course you conceptualize it. You are able to imagine it. You are able to play the scenarios in your heart. And that's why vision is work, really. It's not just about thinking about something. It's about painting or playing scenarios. That's why leaders they must be vision brokers. How do you broker a vision? By painting scenarios. By telling them what it will look like when Nigeria now becomes a first world nation. What it will look like when internet speed in Nigeria is the best. You are able to paint scenarios. And nothing can drive people more than scenario painting. You paint scenarios. All right? You conceptualize it. Are you following me today? You paint scenarios. You are able to, it's as if you are acting a film. People begin to see themselves in the vision. Tell them what it feels like to be a Nigerian at that time, maybe in year 2050 or what have you. What it means to be an employee in that company at that time, because they are able to see themselves in that vision. The vision has left the realm of just capturing. It has got into the realm of conceptualizing it. And I want to say that is a great deal of work. That's why every visionary is an artist or must be an artist. Say, but me, I'm a scientist. No, everybody must be an artist. You see that now? Because vision or leadership is both a science and an art. Science is talking about the way you gather something, the way you organize something, but art talks about the way you act it. So every visionary must be artistic. You don't paint with brushes. You don't paint with whatever artists paint with in the workshop. You paint with your mind. You help people to paint with their mind. You are artistic. You describe. And that's why I believe strongly that every leader or visionary must learn a little bit of science, of art. Art must be attractive to you. And I want to use today to celebrate artists today. Thank you for helping us see something beyond natural. You are able to paint stuff. An artist can sit in the studio and is painting something. You know, that's why when you go to an artist, the studio, and an artist is trying to explain something to you, they can conceptualize a whole idea just with a piece of painting. I'm telling you, a whole idea. To a lay person, you ask to you, what are they doing? But if they tell you what that piece of painting means, that's why when you go to a gallery or art exhibition, you need to listen to artists talk. They will tell you what and what. They are able to paint pictures. They represent what is in their mind by painting it, by giving concept to it. So I believe that as a leader, you have got to learn a bit of art. All right? Because leadership is both a science and an art. You are going to be scientific, and of course, you are going to be artistic, because you need to paint pictures, you need to bring out concepts, you need to paint scenarios, people around you. For example, what's his name now? Was it Walt Disney or something? I can't remember. Before he died, all right, not Walt Disney, maybe Walt Disney, I can't remember. He was having the vision of creating a mountain in Florida. All right. Florida was a place at that time that was not mountainous. But he had a vision of creating or coming up with an amusement park, what they call Disneyland today. And part of the attraction, all right, is that I want to produce a mountain, create a mountain. So he kept telling them, I see a mountain in Florida. I see a mountain. I see this or that. You know, he was trying to paint a picture of what it will look like when people come to Disneyland. When they come to catch fun, now Disneyland has gone beyond Walt Disney's concept. But he began it. He saw it. So the day they were to dedicate that piece of work, the man was no longer alive. But the wife was alive, I suppose. And then I think the MC or whoever was coordinating that event said, oh, I wish that Mr. Walt Disney was around to see what he envisioned. And the wife said, no, he doesn't have to be alive to see. He has seen it before now. Before all of us gathered here, Disney had seen it. And that's why he kept telling them, I see a mountain in Florida. He kept talking about it. He kept talking about it. He kept getting excited about it. And that's the work of leaders. And I want to talk to every leader out there. Learn to paint pictures. Paint scenario. It is free. Nobody we penalize you. As a family man, paint a picture for your family. What it will feel like to live in your own apartment, your own accommodation. To have your children have their separate rooms. If you currently don't have that at the moment, what it will feel like to vacation in the best of countries in the world, even though you are still struggling in that corner of town, but you are painting scenarios. You are even telling your children, go and pick your spot, go and do this. I'm telling you, every visionary must be an actor. Every successful person must be an actor. As a student, be an actor. Envision what it feels like to give the valedictory speech at your graduation ceremony. Practice it. Go stand before the podium, behind the stage, and begin to hold the mic and begin to rehearse how you would address the other students and, of course, your professors. Imagine what it will look like to stand on an international stage and provide solutions to the nations of the world. Imagine what it will look like to preach to the largest of crowds as a pastor. Imagine what it will look like as a singer to sing in one of the biggest stages the world has ever seen. You need to paint such scenarios. Rehearse them. They are free. And that's why I love little children. A lot of us, life and circumstances has taken away that childlikeness. Children are actors. Till today, or till yesterday, or till now, my younger daughter acts a lot. Sometimes I want to ask myself, what are you saying? And she'll be talking on her own. And thank God if she has some other children, they'll be acting. They say, me, I'm this one. You know, and I see them acting. That means they were saying something. Their imagination is working very well. But as time goes on, life, disappointment, bad governance, poverty, and what have you begins to take away that kind of mentality or mindset from people. So rather than painting scenarios of success, they get swamped in the circumstances of failure that is around them. But you need to get back to visioneering by ensuring that you don't only catch a vision, you capture it with your heart, but you conceptualize it using the power of imagination. Because Genesis 11 verse 6 says, nothing shall be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. And don't forget Ephesians 3:20, God is able to do exceeding abundantly above what you can ever ask or imagine. God is committed to your imagination as much as He's committed to your prayers. I hope today's episode of Leaders Arise has been a blessing to you. I want you to get back to me on my platform, my social media handles, my phone number, WhatsApp. Let's get to connect better. You have a question to ask, you have some things you want to share with me, comment, feedback. I look forward to getting them from you. Help me share this stream across all your social media platforms. Till I meet with you again on another episode of Leaders Arise, go right there and fulfill God's vision for your life. You will succeed. Bye for now.